Hello and welcome back to Hello Daily English. Hi everyone, we are so happy to have you here with us today. My name is Emma.
And my name is Jack. Welcome to another episode where we help you practice real, natural English for your daily life. We are your partners in this language learning journey. If you enjoy our videos and find them helpful, please support us by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. It really helps our community grow and reach more learners around the world.
Today, we are wrapping ourselves in a warm, cozy topic because looking out the window here and reading your comments, we know it's that time of year for so many of you. We're going to talk all about winter, not just as a season on a calendar, but as a full sensory experience, a cultural phenomenon, and a state of mind.
That's absolutely right. Winter isn't just a season, it's a feeling. It's an experience that can be magical, challenging, cozy, or bleak, depending on the day and your perspective. And whether you love it with all your heart or you're just counting the days until spring, you need a rich and varied vocabulary to talk about it authentically. So today, we're giving you the ultimate, comprehensive vocabulary and conversation toolkit for winter. Consider this your essential phrase book for the coldest months.
From describing the subtle differences in weather to talking about your favorite cozy habits, from holiday plans and seasonal food to that unique mixture of frustration and accomplishment when you finally get the car dug out, we've got it all covered. We'll even talk about the grammar that naturally comes with winter conversations and the poetry of describing a frozen landscape.
But before we dive into this wonderfully frosty topic, we absolutely must look back at our last video. We talked about how to talk about your daily problems, and you all shared such relatable, funny, and human stories. We spent hours reading them.
We really did. We were nodding along, laughing, and feeling that sense of, oh, me too. It's amazing how shared frustrations can create such a strong sense of community. We have time to read just one comment today, and this one really resonated with us on a deep level.
This fantastic comment is from Anya in Ukraine. Anya wrote, "My funny problem was last week. I was on a very important video call with my international team. My cat, Milo, decided he wanted attention and jumped on my keyboard. He turned on a very silly filter that gave me a dog's nose and floppy ears. I didn't know how to turn it off for a full 2 minutes while trying to talk seriously about our quarterly budget. Everyone was trying not to laugh. The phrase I loved from your lesson was comedy of errors, because that entire meeting definitely was one. Thank you for making me see the humor in it."
Anya, thank you so much for sharing that gem. First, please give Milo a big pet from us. That's absolutely hilarious and so typical of our furry friends. Second, you used comedy of errors perfectly. That is exactly the spirit of turning a frustrating moment into a shared story. We're so glad you could laugh about it. Technology and pets, right? They always keep us humble and on our toes.
Absolutely, Emma. And Anya, your story is a perfect, seamless bridge to today's topic because sometimes winter itself can feel like a live-action comedy of errors. Slipping on a hidden patch of ice, getting your scarf caught in the door, the struggle of putting on 50 layers. It happens to the best of us, but the key is learning to talk about it, laugh about it, and share in that universal experience.
It truly is. Now, Jack, before we get started and really unpack this winter wonderland of vocabulary, hey, is everyone with us today? Are you listening from somewhere where you can see your breath, or from somewhere where winter is just a postcard scene? Let us know right now in the comments. Tell us, where I am, winter is, and complete that sentence with one or two vocative words. Is it bitterly cold and dark, surprisingly mild, rainy and gray, sunny and crisp, or completely non-existent? It's summer here.
Yes, please do. This is how we start every lesson together. We want to hear the real-time weather report from our friends in Canada, Norway, Japan, Argentina, Australia, Egypt, Finland, Mexico, from every corner of our amazing global community. Paint us a quick word picture of your winter right now. It helps us all feel connected.
Fantastic. We're already seeing some comments come in. Slushy and gross from Toronto. We feel you. Dry and cold from Berlin. Perfect beach weather from Sao Paulo. Lucky you. Now, let's begin our deep dive. Jack, the most logical and obvious place to start is with the weather and climate. Winter weather in English isn't just cold. We have a beautifully nuanced, sometimes brutally descriptive vocabulary for it.
We really do. It's a language of sensation and survival. Let's start with the core, temperature descriptors. You can say, it's chilly or nippy, a light, noticeable cold that makes you shiver slightly. It's cold, the standard go-to word. It's freezing or frosty, very cold, water turns to ice. For the extreme, bone-chilling cold, it's bitterly cold, it's frigid, or it's raw. Raw often implies a damp, penetrating cold. You'll often hear the technical phrase, it's below freezing. That means the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And if it's extremely cold, someone might exclaim, it's sub-zero out there.
Excellent. Then there's what falls from the sky, the precipitation. This is where it gets interesting. Of course, we have snow. But not all snow is created equal. We have flurries, light, swirling snow that doesn't stick much, a snowfall, a general term for snow falling, a snowstorm, more serious, a blizzard, a severe snowstorm with high sustained winds, low visibility, and often dangerous wind chill. Then there's sleet, half-frozen rain, like icy pellets that bounce, and the most treacherous, freezing rain, or an ice storm. Rain that freezes on contact with the ground, trees, and power lines, coating everything in a heavy, destructive layer of ice.
And when that snow and ice settle, we describe the transformed landscape. The ground is blanketed in a fresh layer of snow. There's a light dusting of snow on the rooftops and cars. The trees are frosted with ice. The roads are snow-covered, icy, and slushy. Slush is that wet, messy, part-melted snow. The pavements are treacherous, and a specific danger, watch out for black ice, that thin, transparent, nearly invisible layer of ice on roads and paths.
Then we have the physical sensations and bodily reactions. The wind in winter is a character of its own. It's a biting wind, a howling wind, a bitter wind, or a northerly wind, often bringing cold air. You might say the wind is so strong and cold it cuts right through you, or the wind chill makes it feel like -20. To shiver is to shake uncontrollably from the cold. I was shivering uncontrollably waiting for the bus. Your teeth might chatter. My teeth were chattering so loud.
And let's not forget the specific complaints about body parts. My fingers are numb. You've lost feeling. My toes are like blocks of ice. My ears are stinging from the wind. My nose is running like a tap. A very common winter ailment. My cheeks are rosy and flushed. And that classic sign of true cold, I could see my breath misting in the air.
Okay, let's get interactive with this foundational vocab. Hey guys, quick check-in. Are you feeling the cold yet, just from our descriptions? In the comments, describe your ideal winter morning in just 4 or 5 words. Something like quiet, snowy, peaceful, sleeping in. Or cold, bright, crisp air, hot coffee. Let's build a communal poem of perfect winter mornings.
We'll read them as we go. Seeing frost on the window, cat on my lap from someone in Scotland. Lovely. Now, moving from the harshness outside to the sanctuary inside, this contrast is central to the winter experience. It brings us to the beautiful, essential concept of coziness and indoor comfort.
Oh, this is my favorite part. As we mentioned, the Danish have the word hygge, pronounced hygge, and it's been wonderfully adopted into English to describe that specific feeling of cozy, convivial contentment. Winter, with its long nights, is the undisputed king of hygge. It's about creating warmth and well-being.
So how do we talk about this intentional coziness? You can say, I'm definitely staying in tonight. It's absolutely miserable out. I just want to curl up or snuggle up on the sofa under a duvet. Let's get cozy, or let's have a cozy night in. This involves soft furnishings, a fleece throw blanket, flannel sheets, chunky knit pillows, a hooded sweatshirt, or a hoodie.
The quintessential cozy activities. I'm planning to binge watch that new detective series. I'm in the mood to read a gripping novel by the firelight. Let's have a movie marathon with all the Harry Potter films. I might do some puzzling, working on a jigsaw puzzle.
The drinks are central to the ritual. A huge mug of rich hot cocoa with marshmallows and whipped cream, a glass of mulled wine or spiced cider, a steaming pot of herbal tea, a frothy latte.
The smells that define winter cozy. The house smells amazing, like cinnamon, nutmeg, and pine, from candles, baking, or the Christmas tree. I love the smell of wood smoke from the fireplace. It smells like roasting chicken and herbs.
This is all part of consciously creating a warm haven, a sanctuary from the elements outside. It's a defensive kind of joy.
Now, Jack, we can't create that cozy haven inside if we don't survive the journey from outside to in. What about the essential art of dressing for winter? It's not just throwing on a coat, it's a strategic layering system.
It really is a skill. It's all about layering. You start with a base layer or thermal layer, like thermal underwear, long johns, or moisture-wicking fabric. Then you add a mid-layer for insulation, a sweater or jumper in British English, a fleece, a cardigan, or a woolen hoodie.
Then the critical outer layers. A coat is general. A parka is a long, heavily insulated hooded winter coat, often with a furry trim. A puffer jacket or down jacket is one filled with down or synthetic material that looks quilted and puffy. A pea coat is a shorter double-breasted wool coat.
For your extremities, the essentials: a hat or a beanie, toque in Canada, or woolly hat, a scarf or a snood or neck warmer, gloves for dexterity, or mittens often warmer as fingers share heat, and boots.
Not just any boots. You need insulated snow boots, waterproof hiking boots, or wellies, Wellington boots, for wet and slushy conditions. You need good traction or grip on the sole to avoid slipping. And on your feet, thermal socks or wool socks are a must. You might also wear long johns under your trousers. The verb for this whole process is to bundle up. Make sure you bundle up before you head out.
Let's put it in a sentence. I bundled up in my knee-length parka, wrapped my thick scarf twice around, pulled my beanie down over my ears, yanked on my insulated mittens, and trudged out into the knee-deep snow. Trudged is a great verb for walking with heavy, effortful steps in snow.
Now, winter isn't just about enduring it or hiding from it. It's also about actively embracing and enjoying it. Let's talk winter activities and sports. This is the fun, adventurous side of the vocabulary.
For organized sports, we have skiing, downhill or alpine or cross-country, snowboarding, ice skating, sledding, American, or tobogganing, more common in UK and Canada, ice hockey, curling, that strategic sport on ice with the stones, and snowshoeing, walking over deep snow with special footwear.
For more casual, playful fun, building a snowman with a carrot nose and coal eyes, having an epic snowball fight, making snow angels, going for ice fishing, drilling a hole in a frozen lake, or just going for a brisk winter walk or hike in a winter wonderland.
And the specific phrases that go with them. The snow is perfect for packing today, great for snowballs. The powder on the slopes is fantastic. Powder is light, dry snow. Let's go hit the slopes this weekend. Go skiing or snowboarding. The lake is frozen solid. Is the ice thick enough to skate on? Always a safety question. We need to wax the sleds so they go faster.
Now, a massive, joyful part of winter in many cultures is the holiday season. This deserves its own expansive vocabulary section. We have major holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah or Chanukah, Kwanzaa, New Year's Eve and Day, Diwali, which sometimes falls in late autumn or early winter, and Chinese New Year, which is a lunar festival, often in late winter.
General holiday terms and verbs: the festive season, getting into the holiday spirit, putting up decorations, hanging fairy lights, putting a wreath on the door, draping tinsel and balls on the tree. You might go caroling or sing carols. People do their holiday shopping, often in bustling Christmas markets.
The social and culinary side is huge. We're hosting a big holiday party this year. I'm traveling back home to visit family for the holidays. We're having a potluck dinner on Christmas Eve. There's endless baking: gingerbread cookies, mince pies, fruitcake, stollen. You might roast chestnuts or drink eggnog.
And we must be honest, the feelings can be complex. It's not always unadulterated joy, and it's important to have vocabulary for that too. Some people feel the winter blues, a general low mood. Some may experience seasonal affective disorder, SAD, a clinically recognized form of depression related to the lack of sunlight. It's okay and important to say, "I really struggle with the dark mornings and short days," or "I'm using a light therapy lamp to help my mood," or "I make sure to get outside for some daylight whenever I can to boost my vitamin D."
That's a crucial point, Emma. Talking about winter authentically means acknowledging the challenges alongside the joys. The days are short, the nights are long and dark. You have the practical hassles: commuting in bad weather, shoveling snow or salting the driveway and steps, scraping frost and ice off your car windshield, dealing with frozen pipes or power outages during a storm.
Which smoothly brings us to a treasure trove of idioms, expressions, and metaphors about winter, cold, and the season. These will make your English sound wonderfully natural.
We have some classics. If you're avoiding the outside world, you're holed up inside. I'm just holed up in my apartment with a good book this weekend.
If someone is emotionally distant or unfriendly, they are cold, frosty, gave you an icy stare, or the relationship has gone cold. She was very cold towards me after our disagreement.
If something fails to happen or loses momentum, it got iced or was put on ice. The project has been put on ice until we get more budget.
To break the ice is to do something to relieve social tension and start a conversation. I told a funny story about my cat to break the ice at the team meeting.
If you are being ignored or excluded, you're left in the cold. When they made all the plans without consulting me, I felt completely left out in the cold. A snowball effect is when something small grows rapidly and becomes much larger. The small protest had a snowball effect and turned into a major movement.
And for a humorous, exaggerated description of extreme cold, it's cold enough to freeze the balls off a pool table. Or the more polite, it's colder than a witch's kiss.
Let's take a quick interactive break. Are you guys still cozy with us? Staying warm? In the comments, hit us with one winter activity you absolutely love and one you absolutely detest. For example, I love the quiet of a snow-covered forest, or I hate defrosting my car in the morning. Let's share the love and the pain.
We're seeing some great answers. Love baking cookies, hate wet socks. So relatable. Okay, let's zoom out and get global and cultural. Winter is phenomenally different around the world. This is a goldmine for fascinating conversations and cultural exchange.
Absolutely. If you're talking to someone from another country or region, you have fantastic small talk questions. What's a typical winter like where you're from? Do you get much snow or is it more rainy? What are your favorite winter traditions or foods? How do you celebrate the holidays?
In the Southern Hemisphere, like in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, or Argentina, December is summertime, so their winter holidays are actually in June or July. They might have a beach Christmas or a barbecue on New Year's Day. You could say, a summery Christmas sounds so surreal and wonderful to me.
In Nordic countries like Sweden or Iceland, they might talk about the magical northern lights, aurora borealis, the midnight sun in summer, or the polar night in deep winter when the sun doesn't rise for weeks. They have concepts like fika, a coffee and cake break, which is extra cozy in winter.
In warmer climates, like much of Southeast Asia or the Middle East, winter might simply be the cool season or the dry season, a relief from the heat. It might mean pulling out a light sweater at night. In monsoon climates, it might be the end of the rainy season.
This is why asking, "What's your winter like?" is such a rich, open-ended conversation starter. It invites story and comparison.
Now let's get practical and build some conversation blueprints. Imagine you run into a neighbor while checking your mailbox.
Brr, it's bitter out today, isn't it? This wind chill is something else.
Tell me about it. I just spent an hour shoveling the driveway. It's that heavy, wet snow back-breaking.
Oh, I saw. It's a real workout. At least it's good packing snow for the kids. I saw the most adorable lopsided snowman down the street.
True. Well, I'd better get this salt down before it refreezes tonight. Stay warm.
You too, and watch that black ice by your front step. It's a killer.
Natural, friendly, full of specific winter vocab. Now let's do a longer one. Imagine planning a weekend with a friend over the phone.
Hey, Jack, what's your plan for surviving this frigid weekend? Any grand adventures?
Hi, Emma. Honestly, my grand adventure is from my couch to my kitchen. I'm planning a full hibernation session. The forecast says it's going to dip well below freezing, and we might get a mix of sleet and freezing rain. I just want to curl up under my new weighted blanket and finally start that epic fantasy series.
That sounds like the ultimate stay-in weekend. I'm leaning the same way. I'm going to make a big, hearty pot of lentil soup and maybe attempt some homemade bread. And of course, a continuous supply of hot chocolate is mandatory. I might even light a fire in the fireplace if I'm feeling brave.
That is my definition of hygge. Enjoy every minute of it. We can venture out next weekend if the weather clears up. Maybe check out that outdoor winter market. I hear they have great mulled wine.
It's a date. Talk to you then. Stay cozy and warm.
Will do. Bye.
See? A flowing, natural conversation packed with context, feeling, and specific language. Now let's elevate our descriptions and talk about the 5 senses in winter. This is how you move from basic description to vivid, memorable storytelling.
Sight. The world is transformed, hushed. After an ice storm, everything is glittering and encased in glass. The trees are skeletons dressed in crystal. The landscape becomes monochrome, infinite shades of white, gray, dove blue, and the stark black of bare branches, punctuated by the deep green of pine and fir trees. At night, the snow reflects the moonlight, creating an eerie, luminous glow.
Sound. The satisfying crunch or squeak of dry snow under your boots. The muffled silence that follows a heavy snowfall, absorbing all other noise. The howl or moan of the wind around the eaves. The chirruple crackle and pop of a log fire. The distant scrape of a snowplow. The tinkling sound of icicles falling.
Touch. The sharp, needle-like sting of wind-driven sleet on your face. The initial shock of cold when you first step outside. The soft, powdery feel of fresh snow versus the heavy, wet feel of packing snow. The painful, prickling sensation of your frozen fingers and toes begin to thaw or defrost by the heater. The warm, drowsy feeling of being under a heavy blanket.
Smell. The clean, crisp, almost metallic smell of very cold air. The pungent, smoky scent of wood smoke from neighborhood chimneys. The sweet, comforting aromas of baking. Cinnamon, ginger, vanilla. The sharp, fresh scent of a real pine Christmas tree. The earthy, damp smell of wet wool mittens drying on a radiator.
Taste. The rich, creamy, delectable taste of real hot chocolate. The complex, spicy, warming kick of mulled wine with cloves and orange. The cool, fleeting, almost tasteless sensation of catching a snowflake on your tongue. The sweet, buttery taste of shortbread cookies. The hearty, savory taste of a slow-cooked stew.
Using this multi-sensory language transforms your communication. Instead of, "It was a cold day," you can say, "The day was so cold, the air hurt to breathe, smelling sharply of ice and pine. Every footstep echoed in the frozen silence, and the world looked like it had been sketched in charcoal and dipped in diamond dust."
That's powerful description. That was beautiful, Emma. You've missed your calling as a winter poet.
Thank you, Jack. Just trying to paint a picture. Now, we have covered a monumental amount of ground. Let's do our essential, focused mini vocabulary review. Let's solidify these winter words so they stick.
Frigid. Repeat after me. Frigid. Extremely and unpleasantly cold. Example, we abandoned the hike because the wind was just too frigid.
Blizzard. Blizzard. A severe snowstorm characterized by strong, sustained winds, low visibility, and lasting a prolonged period. Example, the news warned everyone to stay home due to the impending blizzard.
Black ice. Black ice. A thin, nearly transparent layer of ice on a surface, especially a road, that is extremely difficult to see. Many cars skidded off the road on the bridge due to black ice.
Hygge. Hygge. A quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality that engenders a feeling of contentment or well-being. Example, lighting candles and playing board games is our favorite way to create hygge on a winter night. Bundle up. Bundle up. To dress in many warm layers of clothing. Example, the kids were bundled up so much they could barely move their arms.
Traction. Traction. The grip of a tire, shoe, etc. on a road or surface. Example, my new winter boots have incredible traction on ice. I feel much safer.
Winter blues, or seasonal affective disorder, SAD. A type of depression that's related to changes in seasons, often beginning in the fall and continuing into winter. Example, I use a light box every morning to combat my winter blues.
Frosted or frost-bound. Covered with frost. Looking as if covered with frost. Example, the entire garden was frosted over, glittering in the dawn light.
Thaw or defrost. To become free from the physical effect of frost or extreme cold. To melt. Example, I need to defrost the chicken for dinner. Or, we're hoping for a thaw so the pipes will unfreeze.
Howling or biting wind. Wind that makes a long, loud crying sound, or wind that feels painfully cold. Example, the biting wind made it feel 10 degrees colder than it actually was.
Potluck. A social gathering to which each participant brings a different, often homemade, dish of food to be shared. Example, our office holiday lunch is always a fun potluck.
Hibernate. Informal. To remain inactive or indoors for an extended period. Example, after the holidays, I just want to hibernate and see no one for a week.
Break the ice. To do or say something to relieve tension or get conversation started in a social situation. Example, he asked about people's pets to break the ice at the networking event.
Snowed in. Unable to leave a place because of heavy snow. Example, we were snowed in for 2 days during the storm, but we had plenty of food and games.
Slush. Partially melted snow or ice, typically regarded as messy and unpleasant. Example, the streets were a brown, dirty slush after the snowplows came through.
That is your core winter word kit. Practice them, use them in your comments, and they will become a natural part of your English.
Now, the moment we build towards in every lesson, it's your turn to create and participate. It's time for the question of the day.
We want to hear your winter stories, your descriptions, your tips. This is your practice ground, and we're here to cheer you on.
Today's question has 2 parts. Choose one or be ambitious and tackle both. Part 1. Describe your ideal, perfect winter day in vivid detail. Where are you? What's the weather like? What are you doing? Who are you with? Use sensory language. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, feel? Paint us a full, immersive picture.
Part 2, what is the single biggest challenge or annoyance of winter for you? And what is your practical tip, hack, or mindset trick for dealing with it? Share your wisdom with the community.
Please write your answers in the comments below. We read them all, and we often reply. This is the most important step, taking the vocabulary from a passive state in your ears and eyes and actively moving it into your own mind and through your own fingers to make it yours.
You can start with, my ideal winter day would begin with, or the biggest challenge for me is, my solution is to.
For example, My ideal winter day is a quiet Sunday. Overnight, a perfect, dry snow has fallen, leaving a thick, unbroken blanket. The sky is clear blue, the sun is bright, but weak. I'd go for a long, solitary walk in the forest, the only sound the crunch of my boots and the occasional plop of snow falling from a branch. Then home to a crackling fire, a simmering pot of chili on the stove, and an afternoon spent reading a novel with a purring cat on my lap. That is my heaven.
Or, for the challenge, my biggest challenge is the lack of natural light, which drains my energy. To deal with it, I've made it a non-negotiable rule to go for a 20-minute walk outside every single day at lunchtime, no matter the weather. I also have a happy light on my desk that I use for 30 minutes in the morning while I have my coffee. It makes a huge difference.
We are so excited to read your ideal days and your brilliant, hard-earned tips. This community is all about sharing and learning from each other's lived experiences from all around the globe. Your comment might help someone else feel less alone or give them a great idea. Well, Jack, after this deep dive, I feel thoroughly bundled up in vocabulary, from my lexical thermal layers to my idiomatic outer shell. Whether you're dreaming of a white Christmas, preparing for a monsoon cool season, or dreaming of escaping to a beach, you now have a rich palette of words to talk about the winter experience.
I completely agree, Emma. Winter is more than a season. It's a collection of stories, of quiet reflection, festive joy, communal hardship, personal resilience, and simple, profound coziness. And now you have the tools to tell those stories, share those feelings, and navigate those conversations in clear, expressive, natural English.
A massive, heartfelt thank you to all of you for being such an engaged, supportive, and wonderful community. Your comments, your stories, your presence, it's what fuels these lessons and makes this journey so rewarding for us.
Well, we'll be back next time with another practical, engaging topic from daily life. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. Your support means everything.
Until then, whatever your winter looks and feels like, we hope it's filled with genuine warmth, whether that's from the sun, from a crackling fire, from a kind conversation, or from the cozy knowledge that you're growing your skills every day.
Take care of yourselves, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye, everyone!
Bye-bye. Stay warm out there.